I'm Stacey Holmes, and this is Glordinary, a few moments where we celebrate God's glory and champion the ordinary. I'm glad you're here. Mom, I really want you to read this book so we can talk about it. I mean, come on. When the world's sweetest 13-year-old asks you to read a teeny bopper action-adventure book series about dinosaurs and the possible extinction of the human race, you're gonna channel your inner Jurassic Park and pony up to read that thing. Yes, that's been my summer, absorbed in reading teen fiction. I'm 4 books in, and you know what? She's not wrong. They're great. We'd grab our favorite furry friend, Rollo, and chat plot lines and plesiosaurs on our morning walks. And I gotta say, asking your kids for summer book recs is definitely a win. Next up, Little Women. Tiny shift in storyline, unless Joe's got a closeted T-Rex. And speaking of storylines, ours is about to shift as well. We're getting ready to shut the book on our Walmart woman at the well. She's my friend, and by now, yours too. Affectionately named for keeping me company after a ridiculous argument with my husband about Walmart curbside groceries. After a not-so-chance encounter with Jesus at the well, our friend does her level best to dodge his questions/invitations for her husband to join them. She sidesteps her way out of that one and changes the topic to religion, landing a final blow to shut this man up, saying, "Well, I know Messiah's coming, and when he does, he'll explain everything." Which is why Jesus busts out with who he truly is. I, the one speaking to you, I am he. Let's turn the page and pick it up at verse 27. It says this, "Just then his disciples returned and were surprised to find him talking with a woman." P.S. Understatement of the year. But no one asked, "What do you want?" or "Why are you talking with her?" To be a fly on the well right about now. The disciples come back to find their leader, teacher, mentor, role model, friend, and, Messiah, talking with a woman, a Samaritan woman, and a questionable Samaritan woman at that. It's almost comical. I would have loved to see their faces as they side-eyed one another with their jaws dropped. Can you blame them? I mean, what's he doing talking to her? Continuing with verse 28, it says, "Then, leaving her water jar, the woman went back to the town and said to the people, 'Come, see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah?'" Well, the Apostle John tells us she went back to the village and told her story, the story everyone already knew, the story they'd all whispered, sometimes even whisper-shouted, in the alleys, at the grown-up table, and by the water coolers at work. It's scandalous, really, because in those days, a woman's testimony was not admissible, not believed in the least. But a woman with her moral resume, no, not gonna happen. Yet it did. Every single word. They clung to her words. Verse 30 says they came out of the town and made their way toward him. They made their way toward him, toward the Messiah, because of her and her old story. All the mess-ups and flub-ups, all the disasters and detours, all the mistakes and the if-onlys, the desired takebacks and romanticized redos. Her old story became the catalyst to drive everyone to meet the one who, quote, told me everything I ever did. Her experience, her conversation with Christ so changed her that it was impossible not to listen to her, to believe her, to come and see. This woman, this one who had isolated herself to the well at noon when the sun was high, but the threat of interacting with others was low. This woman, who likely didn't want to talk about yet another man in her life, does just that. Come, see a man who told me everything I ever did. She told her story first, and then she revealed who Jesus actually is. Could this be the Christ? But it wasn't a question she was still sifting through, still sitting with. It was a question of whether they would see it too. Accept Jesus as the Christ also. I'm not surprised they followed her, listened to her. It doesn't shock me in the least because of one little detail, one tiny nugget in John's gospel that clues in the reader that everything about her new story is different. Ready for it? She left her water jar. She left her water jar. You see, that jar held a lot more than water. That water jar held her shame, her isolation, her embarrassment and rejection. That water jar was a symbol of the accusations, the whispers of, "You're not good enough, worth enough, holy enough, enough." But no, that's not her story. No, this is a new story, a new ending. Well, it's a new beginning, really. It's a story of, quote, "Come meet the man who told me everything I've ever done, and yet talks with me, loves me, offers me his gift of nonstop, ever-present, thirst-quenching life forever." It's a story of redemption, not rejection. It's a story of acceptance, not tolerance. It's a merging, a collision of two stories, old and new, past and present, with a whole new ending. All because, could this be the Christ? Yes. Yes, it is the Christ, the one who knows everything we've ever done and everything we'll yet do, the one who holds all things together, including us, calls out the starry host each night by name, the one who has ordained every one of our days before one of them came to be. Verse 39, many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony that he told me everything I ever did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 days. And because of his words, many more became believers. They said to the woman, "We no longer believe just because of what you said. Now we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this man really is the Savior of the world." Oh, friend, don't you see? Her story never disqualified her, excluded her, overlooked her, because her story, your story, my story, it's never too big, too small, too plain, too ugly, too gross, too sordid, too boring, or too pretentiously pious for this one who just had to go to Samaria, the one who really is the Savior of the world. An entire village changed over the course of a couple of days, a whole new ending written to their narrative when an old story collided with a new one. And isn't that true today? He's still coming to the well, my friends. We can't change the old stories in our lives, but he's still writing new ones for you, for me, and for the whoever in John 3:16. I never thought I'd be grateful for a stupid argument over Walmart curbside service, but thanks be to the one who uses the Walmarts in our lives as a catalyst to reveal more about you, more about me, and more about Christ. He just has a way, doesn't he? A way to delve deep, to reveal, to heal, to draw things out, to bring refreshment, replenishment, rebirth, renewal. He just has a way. I guess it's probably because he is the way, the truth, and the life. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'm praying for you, friend. Have a glordinary day.